This is Feature Minor. So a lot of people are starting to get into the podcast game. It's like it's expanding. People like Joe Rogan are taking off. Trump's Truth Social's on the way to become more public. Elon Musk is supposedly supposed to be turning Twitter into a free speech platform again. I don't know why he didn't buy YouTube, because YouTube is very restrictive as well. And so, and plus we have to see what he's really up to. I mean, if he's actually going to follow through and make Twitter a free speech platform or not, but we'll have to see. But basically CNN was trying to get in the mix so they don't get lost in the sauce. And so basically CNN tried to start their new app company called CNN Plus, and it failed within about a month. They couldn't attract enough subscribers. Even the subscriber count they publicly admit to, I think, was probably imploded. I think they exaggerated their numbers. I don't think they had as many subscribers as they even said they had. They had they had an ambitious goal that they said there's no way they're going to make, because there just wasn't the interest there. I mean, people do not want to pay to be fact checked. I mean, they're so out of touch with reality. It's like their news networks are all pretty much a mouthpiece for, they're like puppets to the corporations and the elite, basically. And they're hoping people don't realize that. It's like CNN is basically has been on TVs across McDonald's and airports and stuff. And I think that's where a lot of their views comes in. It's like they have these deals with like dentist office and all these just regular general public places where you'll see CNN on TV like all the time. And that's probably where some of their ratings comes from, where it's not people actually tuning in. It's just something that's really being, it's in the background. It's almost like a mind program thing. I mean, I'm going to have to do a video at a later time when I can find this video again where they show all the news anchors across the country saying the same thing. I think that's pretty much what CNN is. It's just pretty much puppets. So in this video footage, you can see like across the whole country, they splice together all these different locations and they're all saying the exact same thing. It's like a message went out to the world and every single news anchor reported on with the exact same words. And it's like, you can even notice when they talk, it's like a lot of them sound the same. A lot of times it's like one person, almost like they sound exactly the same, a lot of those people, and they don't really have much of a personality. It's like a school type of setup. CNN is. It's like who's really tuning into that? I think their audience is aging. It's the people at home watching TV and falling asleep on the couch while watching CNN. I don't know. I don't even know if people are actually watching it. I mean, it just seems a little far-fetched, but I mean, who's sitting there watching that? I mean, I guess when big events happens, that's like pretty much the only time most people are going to tune in. I think a lot of the general public, well, they pretty much, CNN saw the success. Like I said, they saw the success of Joe Rogan and a lot of podcasts that are blowing up with these alternative opinions, and it's not like by the formula that they're used to. So I think they were trying to just jump into that market, thinking like, oh, it's the app world. It's things like Spotify people want to listen to. They want to hear it. They want to hear you on an app and stuff. They're thinking. So CNN just really thought that they could just jump in and people were gonna pay their subscription fee and listen to their, lame presentations of news. I mean, it's real boring. It's just like you might as well go to school again, kindergarten through high school, and just sit through that again. If you want to watch CNN, it's really pretty. It's not edgy. It's not. They don't think. I think they don't think for themselves. They don't have their own opinions. The journalists are not. It's like they're not working on their own stories. It's all set up by the top, and they're just taking orders. I don't even know why you would need to go to school for that. It's just to be a puppet, It's like all this journalism school just to be told exactly what to research and what not to say. And I mean, that's just how I look at it. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's just how it comes off to me. I mean, I don't trust them. I don't want to be fact checked. I mean, who are these people fact checking everything? And then I've saw a lot of those fact checks they turn out to not be true, and then it's like they never correct themselves. So I don't know. I'm hoping the general public wakes up and I hope that a Real Truth platform comes around. I hope somebody buys YouTube that turns it back into a free speech platform, because those were the days. I mean, 2015, 2016, and 2017, like around that time, YouTube was a whole different place. I mean, they had Alex, you know who, on YouTube. They had Donald, you know who, and we can't even say their names anymore. Like they don't really want us to say their names. That's why I don't speak their full name. It's like it's just gotten out of control. I gotta watch what I say. I'm just I'm thankful to like still be on here and everything, but it's like they just gotta relax, I think, and let people talk. Stop trying to force people to think a certain way. It's like you lost the argument if you have to bully somebody to not say something. It's like if you're a teacher and a student raises their hands and asks a question, and then it's like it's like the teacher saying no before they even ask the question. Say you're not allowed to ask that question. It's like, or they might hear a little bit of the question and then they'll see where this question is headed. If it doesn't fit the mainstream narrative, they'll be like, you got to go. You're out of the classroom. You get kicked out. You go into detention. You're expelled from school because you tried to ask a question that doesn't fall in line with the mainstream narrative. So you're expelled from the school or the college. Let's say a college or a university or something. It's like this type of mentality where people can't have thoughts and opinions on things if it doesn't fit the narrative. And why are you silencing people like that? You're making sure you can't find that type of information. They're just all involved. Like, let the information freely go where it may. The algorithms were set up perfectly before because it was set up to where what people were interested in. And the videos would bubble up to the top that actually had value on a subject, even if the subject isn't completely 100% fact. What are they saying? What do they say? Fact checked. It's like what they're basically saying with fact checked is basically, if it's not to 100% what Wikipedia says or what a science textbook says or something, it's like you can't talk about it. You can't have alternative. You can't dissect anything or brainstorm on any subject. That doesn't fit in with the mainstream narrative of what's in these science textbooks or what's in these peer reviewed, and it's all that peer review stuff, and all that's not even really peer reviewed. I mean, peer review is all biased. It's like they're facts. Just because somebody has one way to explain something doesn't mean there's not another way to explain something. Just because the majority of people might think something's a certain way doesn't mean that somebody one day might rethink that whole thing, especially if there's not real proof. Like when we're talking about heliocentrism and certain things like that, like you can't really prove that. Like they can't prove that this is a heliocentric world because, we got to go by a lot of red tape just to, you can't really like verify that with your own personal eyes, certain things. With your own, like you have to take somebody else's word for it, or you start noticing things that just don't add up, and then it's like you can't talk about it. I'm thankful that they're at least letting us talk about some things still on these platforms, but it's just like I know for sure they're hiding a lot of the content. They're not letting the algorithm behave as for consumer to be consumer friendly. Because I know this for sure. I went to this podcast format because of the algorithm. Okay. I used to spend time and make documentary style videos, well thought out, lots of pictures, lots of visuals and all that. And then, I was real good at that. And then I knew exactly how much views I could get each video. It was usually 100,000 or more. minimum. And then when the YouTube algorithm, or when they started like looking at channels like mine, and they're like, this guy's he's brainstorming on a lot of stuff, and I don't know, like they just, I guess whatever I'm doing, it seems like it should be free. I should be free to do this, what I'm doing on these channels on Feed Your Mind, without them being all terrified that I might say something that, or somebody might start thinking, or thinking outside of the box. It's like they actually targeted a channel like this. It's like, whatever, as long as I'm still here doing what I can do, I mean, that's what it is. We're going to just try to stay within the guidelines and continue on pushing forth with this information. I have lots of information I'm going to be providing. I'm going to present the information that I believe that they're okay with, that I can say on these platforms and stuff. I might start getting into some other information on another platform, who knows, but we'll see how that all plays out. If you support this channel, I'm accepting $1 donations. Link will be in the comment section and the description box. Oh yeah, I'll also leave a link if you want to see more information about how CNN got shut down within a month or whatever with their CNN Plus network, how that all collapsed. So I'll leave that link. I'll also leave a link if you want to sign up to my free email newsletters. Plus, I'll leave links to my social media. Plus, I'm going to be at my Feed Your Mind 2 channel, dropping more information and more videos on other subjects I don't cover on this channel. So all those links are in the comment section and the description box. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind signing off.